Here's another short sermon for you. Yeah.
This is not like you, dude!
It's not?
Although we as people don't always agree on what a meaningful life actually looks like, or what it is that gives meaning to life, we all search for meaning to this life. Genesis 2 verse 7 describes how God breathed life into our lifeless body. God's Spirit can take dry, desolate bones and give them life. And each one of us listening to this message, God has given you your life. And because it is His Spirit that gives you your life, you know that there is purpose behind the life-giving Spirit in your life. From reading the Bible and thinking about what I've read, it has become clearer to me that if someone's life is without form and an empty waste, it is because the Spirit of God is missing. If you feel without form and empty, I would like to encourage you to allow the Spirit of God to hover over your life. Allow Him to brood. We are created to live purposeful life with the Spirit of God working through us. But purpose doesn't exclusively come in monetary form. Purpose isn't clean. It's dirty and sticky and stinky. Read Matthew 7 verse 24 to 27. There is no way you are building a house with rock on a rock without getting your hands dirty and maybe even a little sore. Purpose requires great labor and effort. That is why Romans 12 verse 11 reminds us not to lag in zeal or earnest endeavors. When we allow the Spirit of the Lord to work in our lives, He is able to take us as an empty person whose life is otherwise would have been without shape and inject us with a glow and burning to achieve something meaningful. But that meaning will be achieved through hard work, through struggle and wrestling. I want to encourage someone with this sermon. You might feel like you are working and struggling simply to survive. If you will inject the Spirit of God in your empty career and look for meaning in your day-to-day life, you will find it. Exodus 31 verse 1 to 6 tells the interesting story of Bezalel, who for a lack of a better term was a great contractor. The Bible teaches that he was great in working with gold, silver and bronze and could cut stones and do carpentry. These are not attributes we traditionally associate with those called to do God's work. Yet we read that God called him by name. Maybe Bezalel felt unmotivated all the time he spent as an apprentice, learning all these different skills. Maybe he said to himself, I was called to ministry, I just know it. Now I'm cutting stones. Maybe even pray that God would give him the right opportunity so that he could stop working hard with his hands to go into full-time ministry. But in verse 2, we see that God knew him. He knew exactly who he was and what he was capable of. And those were exactly the things that solidified his calling to build the temple. That is why, if you are a plumber, plumb your heart out, because there is the same anointing in that than there is on stage preaching to the masses.